first off, what's your assessment of Sarkodie's job at radio presenters?
For me, I see it to be very unfortunate, and I think he goofed. I've taken time to read the story. Initially, when I heard I saw the headline, I thought maybe it was just a headline, but when read through, I could see that the writer didn't take his position in contest. It is a real position that he took, trying to denigrate presenters who have heard him from the scratch. And of course, Sarkodie, about 11 years ago that he emerged in the industry, it was, those times you could say that social media wasn't too vibrant like this. Mm-hmm. There isn't any way no presenter has, one way or the other, not supporting him. I can't remember when Kasahari was at its peak those days with Dr. Duncan. Sarkodie was part of the people who passed through Adom FM and other radio stations. I'm not saying that Adom FM brought him to the limelight, though.
But then they contributed.
They contributed largely to his career. So I'm surprised Sarkodie, or somebody who has been touted as somebody respectful and very calm, will come out with such statements. And it surprises me. And I think it's also part of, maybe he just spoke out of ego, and maybe he forgot himself as Sarkodie. And sometimes when people speak, they think that wherever they find themselves is different from where they live. And now, when you speak in Ghana, you have spoken to the world. Mm-hmm. And maybe he was thinking that he was speaking to a few number of people around the place, forgetting that it has gotten to the world.
I get it.
So it is. He just goofed, and I'll be very happy if he sits down and thinks of it and come out to apologize, because you can't just denigrate every presenter. And is he telling Ghanaians that those big presenters who he's passed through didn't do anything to his career, and then he's now telling the presenters as local champion? And music is different from journalism career, because when you are a musician, you are motivated to go internationally. It is not the same as media person or a media personnel to be going international. Because if we have a medical doctor in Ghana, it doesn't mean that the person is not worked with a hospital in abroad, and for that matter, he is not qualified. He is not a good doctor. Because we do journalism in Ghana, and looking at those Kwesi Pratt, Kokuba Akons, and those people, they have worked in Ghana for quite a long time, and we haven't heard them working in those of the stations he was talking about, the BBC and the Choice.
Yeah.
But they are all good journalists who, when they speak, the international community also pick their stories and or what they say. And when this, whatever they say, it also carry weight. It doesn't mean that the person hasn't worked in abroad as a journalist, so he's just a local person. Oh. And I don't know why they term some of us or those in Ghana as local champions. But you being a musician, we expect you to be international, to be out there. And if we push you to be there and you get other things, you get it for yourself.
Mike, you just made mention of if we push you. When you say that Ghanaian presenters have been too hard on artists,
we are not hard. We are not hard. We are not hard because we are just trying to motivate you, and we say that don't sit at your comfort zone in Ghana. Just find yourself out there. Go to Nigeria. Go to other places. Of course, we are not saying that Sarkodie hasn't done so. He's done a lot of all these we are talking about. But there's more room for improvement. And if somebody calls for such opinion and then you come out to say that if you have not been at BBC, you cannot criticize me. It's just like what some time ago former President John Dramani Mahama said to another Danko Akufo-Addo when he was a flag bearer, that if you have not become a president, you cannot criticize me. That is a loose talk, because somebody might not be a true musician, but when a song is played, the person can sit down to analyze things in the song, the beat and whatever. It doesn't mean that you should be a musician before you can criticize. And the work that we are doing as journalists, most of our market women in the marketplaces and other places, some of them have not even gone to school before. But when you are on air and you speak, the person can tell you that it tells you that yes, they are not journalists, but when you go on air, they can talk about it. It doesn't mean that we should urge our market women who are our audiences to go to journalism school before they can criticize us. That is not how we should talk. Sarkodie automatically goofed, and it's my wish he comes out to apologize, because if it has been said by Shatawale, we will say that, okay, it is one of his those things that he does. But coming from Sarkodie,
so Mike, if it had come from Shatawale, it wouldn't have been big news.
It wouldn't have been big news because he's fond of doing that.
Okay.
Shatta has been doing this, so when he speaks like this, we say, okay, it is one of his other things that he does, so let's forget him.
Well, Shatta, on the back of what you just said, Shatta has also reacted to it, where he says that radio presenters with over 20 years, you don't have cars, you don't have lands, you don't have like the big cars, but then anytime his work is out, you guys criticize him, you guys are quick to punch holes in it. So he's said that too.
I love it. That is also a loose talk, because what is he talking about? He can also tell a number of radio presenters or those in the media space who are well-to-do people. So what is he talking about? It's just because people in the media space don't flout out those properties and other logicals that they have. So what is he talking about? It is not every person who is poor, and it's not every musician who is also well-to-do. So it is a loose talk.
All right.
And that is one of those things that he says. So I don't bother some of the things that he says, but for Sarkodie to have come with this
it was below the belt.
I am surprised.
All right. But Mike, if we are being fair, can we say that the constant criticism from radio presenters when it comes to the musical works of artists can be termed as unnecessary pressure? In regards to what Sarkodie said, why you can talk, okay, Shatta did not do this, Sarkodie could have done that. Are all these things unnecessary pressure?
It is not, because when they were not in the limelight, they were also listening to some of these things coming to you. Those people were coming to us, and some of us, we've been in the industry for quite a long time before they all came, and they were coming to some of us to be very, very humble, and we had forgotten at that time that we were criticizing other people, and even Kwadwo Peace and Amachi the days we criticize them. What have they come out to say? So if somebody criticizes you, then if you think it's unnecessary criticism, fine. Because you cannot control what a person says.
You're entitled to your opinion.
You say after the person has said something. So if you are not able to control yourself about what the person has even said because you were not able to control him, then if you come up with anything, then you say that no, you are speaking childishly, because this is a childish statement that he has come out, and he shouldn't have even come up with this information. And this is one of the things we are also saying. They always talk about we have a team, and we don't know the kind of team members they have. Because if you have a good structure, the team will sit down and then analyze what we have said to see that, this one, Charlie, this one, you veered, this one, you went off. What should we do? Let's put things together, send it out to apologize or to do some damage control. Very nice one.
Mm-hmm.
And they have just left them saying other things, and they come out because they don't have. For me, their structures are not good. Most of them don't have good managers. Most of them don't have a very good team. So everything is on them as artists.
Okay.
So whatever they say, nobody says anything. That is what they are doing at their camp. They say, I will talk to my manager. They are not good managers for me. That is how I see it.
All right.
Well, if they have a very good team, this unfortunate statement, they could have done something about it.
All right.
To see that they are just denigrating the presenters, they have held them up to this stage.
Mike, but beyond criticizing, what has radio presenters and pandas done in pushing artists and Ghanaian music globally?
We've done a lot. For me, if I go on air and I play one song, I am promoting.
Okay.
We have been promoting them. We have been giving them good advice. We advise them. The punditry, most of the things that they say on radio is also part of the promotion they are doing for them. They promote them, they encourage them, they advise them, and sometimes they also criticize. It doesn't mean that if you're doing something wrong, sometimes they don't see the things they do as wrong. So if somebody is sitting afar and sees that this is what the person is doing, so let me put some checks on him, then they come out to you saying that you are criticizing them. And everybody, I'm saying that nobody is above criticism. And those people who don't like to be criticized are the very people who just get into the ditch because they feel that they are doing everything all. But no, you have to get somebody to check you. You have to get somebody to check, do this, don't do that. What you did the last time wasn't good. You should have said this or that. And if you don't like that way, then what are you doing?
All right. So, Mike, so radio presenters, you playing music on air is your contribution into making the Ghanaian music go globally. That is it.
Not at all. Not only that. And even if that is the only thing that we do, Sarkodie started, and I learned he was sleeping at Adom FM studio. They were supporting him, playing his songs, giving him a lot of interviews. What were they doing? They were promoting him. And if a song of an artist is played for just 20 seconds, even today, it is played through the transmission of the radio. It is being played through the social media, all the handles. So the number of, if it is quantified, even into money, they cannot pay.
I get that.
They can't pay.
I get that. All right.
And other people are also not even those in the electronic media. You in the print media, look at how you are pushing stories. And sometimes when they are going for visa, those days, they were picking stories from the website, stories from the newspapers along to prove that, yes, this is me, Sarkodie, this is me, Shatawale, this is me, so and so. So what kind of promotion do they need again?
Mm-hmm. Mike, so still on the back of Sarkodie's statements, will you say that our artists have international recognition compared to their Nigerian counterparts, or we shouldn't even make that comparison?
Sometimes it surprises me when someone says we should all compare. We have two things: comparison and competition. It is in everywhere. We are in a competitive era now. So if you can't compare yourself to somebody, how can you improve? You have to compare yourself. You have to be in a competition. When you being at GhanaWeb, you have to see yourself to be writing very good, to be getting good stories, to compare yourself to other people, those in the other websites. You have to compare. So comparison is not bad at all. For me, every day I have to compare myself. I have to see that what competition am I in so that I can improve upon myself. So I listen to other people to see whatever they are doing. It's also in a way of trying to compete them. Because If you're saying that you are not competing somebody, how can you move on? If you say that you shouldn't be compared to somebody, how can you move on? Comparison is not a bad thing at all. You have to be compared so that you see your strength, how you are moving on, how your production is going, how your music career is going. Comparison puts you in a very good check. Competition puts you in a very good check so that you can improve upon your works. Okay. So it's not a bad thing at all.
So our artists should take it the good side. Like, it's not always bad. Great.
It's not bad, because we compare you that, hey, sister, this is even your dress. Sometimes you compare dresses and see that, okay, next time I won't wear this dress to this program. Because when your dress was compared to that of your other lady or colleagues, you could see that, oh no, this dress, I shouldn't have worn it.
Great.
So comparison is good. And it also puts you in that shape of competition. We are in a competitive world, so we are saying that you shouldn't be compared. You shouldn't say that you are competing. Hey, then how can you move on?
All right, Mike. But before we wrap up, one will ask: does radio presenting pay well enough to afford a comfortable life? Because with everyone jabbing you should go to BBC, you should go to Choice FM and all that. Is radio presenting paying in Ghana?
It depends. It's relative, because it depends upon where you work. Where the person works can also determine. And of course, for me, I have been saying that I am the highest paid presenter in Ghana. That is what I say. Because I don't see how much my colleague is paid. So I see myself to be paying the biggest amount. And that is okay, because any amount that is paid you will still be asking for more. Of course, we could see that, yes, most radio presenters are not paid well, yes, but what are you also doing to push yourself as a journalist or a presenter?
Mm-hmm.
Well, may I see journalism work or the media work as a part-time work? That should be, because you have a number of hours on radio at your website. When you finish with your stories for maybe 4 hours or 5 hours, you can go home. Those hours left, what are you doing to also equip yourself? That is one of the things that we should also do. And we should also try one way or the other and upgrade ourselves in other ways, so that if the presentation or the media work is not paying well, we can adjust ourselves into other businesses to get other money, because, of course, nobody is satisfied with whatever he or she receives. So it is relative.
All right. Mike, you've said a lot, but in summary, how can pandantry be branded in Ghana so it courts respect and admiration in this jurisdiction? Because we always entertainment pundits, we hear some bad stories and stuff like that. But what can be done to court admiration?
Okay, for me, it depends upon the host or the host in Ghana, because I see that pundits make shows. The pundits make shows, because if you have done all your production and then you invite panel members on your show, you are like a driver. You are just steering the affairs. The car was loaded by the mate with maybe 35 or 40 passengers. You were just somewhere, and then you hear, hey, Master, then you come and sit, and then you move. So that is how it is. So the host should give respect to the pundits to know that they make the show. If we are able to respect and know how much they put into a content, then of course we, the host, can also recommend them to our channel managers that, oh, Charlie, this man, that man, this lady, when you look at the content that he or she brings on board, it's sometimes he or she makes us get the content. What are we doing for them? So we have to push for them. First, we have to respect pundits. Sometimes most hosts don't respect pundits, and they see them as, oh, no. They make the show. For me, that is how I see it.
Right.
So it depends upon the host to recommend them, respect them. We should know the work they are doing, to know that they make the show. because we just hear their affairs during the time of discussion. A lot of discussion or a lot of headlines are made by the pundits. Yeah. So if you don't respect them, then what again? And we should again also recommend them to our channel managers for them to be paid. And now it has started. For other radio stations, they have seen importance of the punditry or the importance of the pundit. So they are getting something little, but I think it is not enough.
Okay.
If they are put in the on the main salary structure, I think it should be good, but it depends on the host.
All right. So, Mike, you still stand that Sarkodie goofed, so he should come out with an apology.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right.